Hello, thanks for coming. Today, my topic is one consciousness, infinite bodies, minds, and worlds. This morning, when I drove, hello, Adam, thanks for coming. This morning, when I sent my daughter to school, it's in rush hour, so I parked in the school a little while and meditate there to skip the rush hours. It's a beautiful meditation. And this idea or this topic came up: one consciousness, infinite bodies, minds, and worlds. When I sit in a car, I see a lot of students coming and going. Cars, parents' cars, coming and going. Also, there's a swimming pool nearby, so a lot of senior people or people go to the swimming pool. So people coming, going, cars coming, going. Everybody is busy. I look at them, look at this amazing world. I see different brands of cars. I see different people. In Canada, we have a lot of immigrations. You see, it's a small world. So you can see Asian people, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Malaysia, Vietnamese. You can see also European people, like British, Spain, Portugal, French people too. You see so many types, different people from different world. Just in Canada, and I'm living in Vancouver. So many different people. So I see the different faces, different brands of cars, passing by, and passing by. Underneath all these differences, there's only one pure consciousness. That's my conclusion. And we, as human, as a being in a body-mind, the purpose of this life is to wake up to this understanding. We are the pure consciousness, manifested as body, as mind. And how many bodies and minds? Also worlds. Now, if we talk about only human beings, 8 billion, roughly, right? 8 billion different bodies, minds, and each mind projects a different world. Even a twin, have same school, same parents, same food, got a total different understanding of the world because they have different mind, and their different minds project a different world, different understandings of the world too. So that's my topic today. Everyone is a special coordination of space-time. It's a very special, how would I say, embodied knowledge, experiences, background, education, religion, and so on, culture, but we are one. We are the one. You are the one if you can wake up, like the Neo in the Matrix, in the movie of Matrix. He is the one. Are you the one? So I also copy paste Ramana Maharshi's self-inquiry. I shared my screen. So hopefully you can read it. This is my teacher, at least one of my teacher, Ramana Maharshi, from 1879 to 1950, Indian Hindu sage, liberated being, jivanmukta. Sorry about my jivanmukta, liberated while living. Yes, is a person who, in the Vedanta philosophy, has gained complete self-knowledge and self-realization and attained enlightenment, kaivalya, or moksha, liberation. Thus is liberated while living and not yet died. So I'm a Buddhist, so living Buddha. Ramana Maharshi was a living Buddha. He was born. His worldly name is Venkataraman Iyer, but is mostly known by the name Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi. So I will skip the. Okay, interesting. At the age of 16, he had a death experience where he became aware of a current or force which he recognized as his true I or self, and which he later identified with the personal God or uh, Iswara, or that is Shiva. This resulted in a state that he later described as the state of mind, or Ishvara, or the jnani. 6 weeks later, he left his uncle's home in Madurai and journeyed to his holy mountain, Arunachala. I wish I could go there one day, where he took on the role of sannyasin and remained for his rest of life. Anyway, you see, what I'm interested. Sorry, wait. Sorry. I'm interested in this self-inquiry. Ramana Maharshi approved a number of paths and practice, but recommended self-inquiry as a principal means to remove ignorance and abide in self-awareness. So I've talked about this. Be conscious that you're conscious. That's the self-awareness. Together with devotion or surrender to the self. Yeah, once you notice who you are, you must devote it to yourself too. Surrender to the self. So let's go to the self-inquiry. Hopefully you can see it. Can you see it? Self-inquiry. Quite simple. In my understanding, Ramana Maharshi is very much like Zen style master. Beyond words, direct experience. Beyond scriptures, no bullshit. No blah, blah, blah. I am blind. So self-inquiry. Self-inquiry Inquiry uh, is the constant attention to the inner awareness of I or I am, recommended by Ramana Maharshi as the most efficient and the direct way of discovering the unreality of the I thought. Unreality of the I thought. Ramana Maharshi taught that the I thought will disappear and only I or self awareness remains. That's why we watch our minds. We watch our thoughts come and go. So thoughts are not stable, or thoughts are not permanent. They come and go. But self or self-awareness remains. This results an effortless awareness of a being. So remember my 2 or 3 awakening questions. Are you aware? Your answer must be yes. You're looking at me, you're listening to me, so you're aware, you're conscious. No doubt. This is the 100% sure thing in the world. You are conscious. Every other thing you are not very sure. It will change. Anyway, my second question will be, are you conscious that you're conscious? To answer this, you need to drop the thinking. Thought does not play a role here. To answer the question, are you conscious that you're conscious? Mhm. The consciousness have to look within now. Remember I told about for a world person, their attention is always outgoing, right? Outgoing as the first half of the consciousness. So when I ask, are you conscious that you're conscious? You have to draw the second half. You have to go back. The attention is not outgoing anymore. It's going inward. So which makes a circle. First half, outgoing attention. Second half, attention going inward. Complete circle of consciousness. That's how awakening, functions. You have to draw this second half of the circle of the consciousness consciously, proactively. So that matches self-inquiry of Ramana Maharshi. Ramana Maharshi taught that I thought will disappear. I think, therefore I exist. It is wrong. It's a wrong or false statement. I am, therefore I think. This I amness or pure awareness exists prior to thinking. Quite logic, actually. Stop thinking. Are you there? For sure. I am. Therefore, I talk. You are. Therefore, you listen. And every other activities, physically, mentally, spiritually. You are, so you do something. I am, therefore I do something. Quite logic. And this results in an effortless awareness of being. Are you aware that you are aware? Do you take any effort to be aware that you're aware? It's crazy. What the heck? By staying with it, this self-awareness, this I, the sense of I amness, your presence, gradually destroys vasanas, which cause the I thought to arise. So you can be without thinking. We are human being. For most human beings, they don't understand the being part. They understand a lot about the human part. Mom, dad, daughter, son, husband, and wife. To do this, to learn that, to make money, to make a living. This all belongs to human part. We are trained since kindergarten for this human part, but we have very little education or training about our being part. Are you human being? Do you really understand your being part? If we don't understand being part, we are not a complete human being. So simple. We are an incomplete human being because we overlook the being. And this self-inquiry is an investigation through I, or being, or presence, or awareness, or consciousness. And finally, the I thought never rises again, which is self-realization or liberation. Self-realization is a term used in Western psychology, physiology, spirituality. The fulfillment by oneself of the possibility of one's character or personality. No, self-realization is you realize who you are, the true self, not the false self, not ego, not an individualized, personalized understanding or realization. No. So actually, I will modify a little bit here. Finally, the I thought never rises again, which is self-realization. Actually, yourself is not subject to thought or no thought. Again, your true self is not subject, is not dependent on thinking or no thinking. In other words, you can think and you realize your true self too at the same time. No conflict. It will arise I mean, the thought will arise, the I thought will arise. Can how to say? It's possible that you don't arise any thought, but it's possible that you arise. The thought I thought arise. The self is not subject to thinking or no thinking. So my topic, one consciousness, infinite bodies, minds, and worlds. Or I will say there's only one true self. Your true self is no different from my true self. There's only one self, one Brahman, manifested in different elements of bodies, minds, and worlds. But bodies, minds, and the projection of the minds we call worlds should be perceived as emptiness or empty. Then you see your true nature. You see that you're the one consciousness in the body mind. Or actually, body mind are manifestation of that one consciousness. It's like different waves, infinite waves, repose in one ocean. Any questions here? There's only one. Eden, are you still there? It's a short session today. But anyway, it's very, very important. Hopefully it's helpful for your awakening. Any questions? Maybe I can add one more thing here. I said one consciousness, infinite bodies, minds, and worlds. Actually, this, if we just look at ourselves, our body, our mind changes over time. Makes sense? Every second we have like millions of cells are born and die. Regeneration of a new cell and the death of the old cells. our tissues, organs renewed in a couple of years. And our thoughts, feelings, emotions change over time. So what I'm going to say is the body mind changes like the flow of a river. No one can step into the same river twice. So that's a quote from ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus. No one can step into the same river twice because the river is different river. The man is a different man. That means our body mind changes over time. Actually, it's a dynamic flow of information, perception, understanding. Like it's a constant exchange of inputs, outputs, inputs, outputs. It's a dynamic exchange of information, nutrition, energy, and matter. So nothing is really stable or permanent. Nothing is really fixed. The infinite numbers of bodies and minds and worlds are in a constant change. The whole world, including our body mind, the outside world and inside body mind, is always emotion, changing. That's a fantastic way to look. This morning, I saw this and was amazed. Wow, the reality is so amazing. It's amazing beyond words. Can you tell me how it feels to perceive other dimensions? It's not related to the topic. I know it's not. The only way to experience one consciousness is to strip oneself of the mind, body, and the world. Uh, how it feels to perceive other dimensions. I will modify it a little bit. So once your perception changes, you may see the same thing, but you have different understanding or experiences. So you're looking at the same thing, you're living in the same world, but you have a fresh understanding and the new experiences. You are not necessarily see totally different things like you used in perceive other dimensions. For me, my experience is more I experience the same thing, but I have different understanding and different experience. Does that make sense for you? The only way to experience one consciousness is to strip oneself of the mind, body, and the world. You are not necessary to remove the mind, body, and world. You see through it. You see through the body, mind, and world, and you have that clarity. That's the wisdom. You have the same family. You go to the same job workplace. You drive the same car. You in the same avenue, road, city, but you have different experience because you change your perception. Like that, I said that it's like that kaleidoscope. You change a little bit, all the stuff in the kaleidoscope changes completely. So that's an insight or wisdom. You may have you may perceive other dimensions, like you have the outer body experience. Everyone is different in the path of awakening. You may take psychedelics, some spiritual drugs or herbs to enter a state of ecstasy. You have different, experience different dimension, and you may change the old fixed stiff ideas or concept you had before because now you have new experiences. That could be a possibility too. But for me, it's more like I experience the same thing, but because my perception or perspective changes, so I have a different feeling and experience. I don't rely on any psychedelic drugs or out of body experience. Right now, right here, my experience and feeling is different. That's my way of awakening. Actually, there's a lot of ways to experience one consciousness. A very easy, safe, and the practical way is you pause your thinking. You pause your mind. At least slow down the monkey mind. Slow down to a certain level that there are gaps between each thought. For example, this is thought, one thought, another thought. You see the gaps in between. Do you? This is the technique of Ramana Maharshi, right? And the Ramana Maharshi said, finally, the I thought or thought will never arises again. So it's it's a complete stop. But from my experience, the basic line is that you can slow down the thoughts to a certain level while you can see the gaps. No thinking time. This no thinking period is the time that the I, the true self, emerges. Again, you see at the age of 16, he had this near-death experience which awakened him, Ramana Maharshi. In the vision of death, though all the senses were benumbed, the self-awareness was clearly evident. And so I realized that it was that awareness that we call I. The I here is not the body, it's not mind, it's the awareness. This self-awareness never decays. It is unrelated to anything. It's not subject to anything. It is self-luminous, like sunlight not only shines over planet Earth, but shines over itself. Self-luminous. Even if this body is burnt, it will not be affected. Hence, I realized on that day, on that very day, so clearly that that was I. You see, sudden liberation or sudden enlightenment and gradual liberation or gradual enlightenment. Jhana Yoga. Interesting. Amazing. Yeah, it is very amazing. When I read the story of Ramana Maharshi, wow, he was a living Buddha. He is living in my heart right now. So you see, spirit never dies. So this is very important sentence. So I just copy paste here. Beginners in self-inquiry were advised by Sri Ramana Maharshi to put their attention on the inner feeling of I. Are you conscious? Let your conscious. You have your attention on inner feeling of I. And to hold that feeling as long as possible means you can stay in the state that you're conscious as long as you could, as possible. Crazy. Simple, very simple. That's Zen. That's Chan. That's Southern Enlightenment. They would be told that if their attention was distracted by other thoughts, they should revert to the awareness of the I thought. When they become aware that their attention had wandered, so you're distracted. You notice you're distracted. So you bring your attention back to the sense of I. He suggested various aids to assist this process. One could ask oneself, who am I? Where does this I come from? Where do you come from? From China? From America? No, I'm not talking about your body, okay? I'm talking about you, the consciousness. Where do you come from? But the ultimate aim was to be continuously aware of the I, which assumes that it is responsible for all the activities of the body, of the mind. Totally agree. Uh, I agree with this paragraph too. So beautiful, so beautiful. Is the inner place where we strongly connect to the one consciousness. So are you conscious? That's the place. Are you conscious that you're conscious? Only you can answer this question. Yes, that is the inner place where we strongly connected to one consciousness. So there's only one consciousness. There's there's nothing like your consciousness and my consciousness. Your consciousness is my consciousness. There's only one consciousness. But this one consciousness look out or manifested in different bodies and minds. It's your Eden's body, it's your Eden's mind. That's very special and unique. And my side, that this is Tong's body, this is Tong's mind. But underneath this body and mind and your body mind, there's one universal, identical consciousness. That's where we meet. Beyond the wrongdoings and right doings, there's a field. Let's meet there. Rumi. That's where you meet your masters, you meet Buddhas, you meet Jesus. Jesus' consciousness is identical as your consciousness because there's only one consciousness. It's like you are the wave in that ocean right now. I am one of wave, Dong's wave, in Dong's body mind, and you are in your wave, Adam's wave, Adam's body mind. But underneath the different waves, different bodies, minds, we all come from one universal ocean or consciousness. That's it. That's the time of awakening. Self is awareness, you see. The truth is that the self is constant and unintermittent awareness. The object of inquiry is to find the true nature of the self as awareness. That one practice inquiry so long as separatedness is perceived. The separatedness is an illusion. We cannot, the consciousness cannot be separated. But the mind your mind say you are separated. There's a separation between I and the other. I is egoic, how to say, unreal I. The body and the mind. As long as you have this separation between I and the other, you're not awakened. As long as there's separation between you, the subject, and other, the object or other people, you are not awakened. Awakening means that separation between I and the other disappears. I know it's kind of tricky. Giving up awareness of not self leads to pure awareness. You are awareness. Awareness is not a name for you. Yes, that's a true name actually. Idam is just your temporary name. Maybe your real name is, let's say, John. Or Sean. Anyway, it's a name given by our parents, right? It's just a temporal. Since you are the awareness, there's no need to attain or cultivate it. Zen style. All that you have to do is to give up being aware of other things. That is of not the self, not self. That means you seize your monkey mind. You see your projection of your mind. Then the awareness itself will emerge. So simple. If one give us being aware of them, then pure awareness alone remains, and that is the self. Sometimes it's very confusing. So, what is your spiritual inner palace? The consciousness which is unlimited, sorry. Ultimately, my dear friend Adam, there's no inner or outer. Ultimately, all is you. I know when you say inner, it's the inner inside of body mind. And there's outer world because it's out of our body mind. So what is your spiritual inner palace? Uh, Conventionally, we can say my heart. So this heart equals to my pure awareness. So when I say, how big is your awareness? Can I draw a line that around you, like 1 meters away from you? Oh, within this 1 meter, one circle, that's your awareness. Can I do that? No. Can I draw another line that 100 meters away from your body? Oh, within this 100 meters, that's your awareness. Can I draw this line? No. Can I draw one like 10 kilometers away from you? Oh, within these 10 kilometers, that's your awareness. That's your boundary of your awareness. Can I draw this line? No. So no matter how long I draw this line away from you, you will say, my awareness is beyond that point. That means your awareness is boundless. Make sense? If you look at sun, which is 10 minutes, like how to say, light travels, the sunlight travels 8 minutes, right, to reach planet Earth. If you look at the sun or any galaxies, your awareness is there, it's far away, it's light years away, okay? Our awareness has no boundary. That means you, the true self, has no boundary. So, which is inside you, which is outside of you? The awareness. That's a false question. It's a wrong question. Because everything is within you. There's no inside, there's no outside. That's a time of awakening. Crazy. It blows your mind miles away. Mind cannot figure it, cannot figure it out. And no education teaches you this. All the education is to teach there's one other thing or one other people. Okay, maybe that's all for today. But before we end, let me ask you two simple awakening questions. Awakening questions. So, first one, are you conscious? Please answer me. Please text me. Yes. So, my second question, are you conscious that you are conscious? Yes. Okay. Stay there. Stay this state of consciousness. You are conscious that you are conscious. Stay as long as you could, as fast as you could. If you offline, let's say if you distracted, as fast as you could. Once you notice you are distracted, you bring it back online again. I am conscious that I'm conscious. As long as you could, as fast as good, as often as you could, as long as often as long as often as fast are relative teachings, because you're always online. We are seemingly offline because the mind. Okay, that's all for today. Be aware that you are aware. Be conscious that you are conscious. Stay tuned. Thank you. Thank you, Adam, and another person behind curtain. Thank you for coming. Maybe see you tomorrow too. If I am online around 12:30 Vancouver time. Bye now. Thank you.